So we're going to apologize tonight for, I don't know, maybe we'll have some technical difficulties. Maybe we won't, but you're going to hear some music in the background because break room therapy is going on downstairs. And Nick and I are up here at our podcasting spot. We're trying to be legit. We have a camera and a microphone.
Yeah, I say, the funny thing is I was about to grab the camera to try to show people the camera, but you can't do that.
You really can't.
Really excited tonight, right? Because break room therapy is going. We delayed it a little bit for a few reasons. We just wanted to celebrate tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about how to make more money, right? Because I sat and I was talking to some people and I did word association. I was telling you this a little bit, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to drop out a few words. You tell me, right? Okay. So I was like, money, and they're like, how to make more, and I was like, boom. All right, that's great. And I was finances, money. I need more. It just constantly led back to more money. I'm like, all right. And then one person was like, hey, how to make more money living paycheck to paycheck, or I was like, oh man, you don't live paycheck to paycheck. Like you choose that. And they're like, well, I bet. And I was like, show me your budget, right? Like straight up, I was like,
and they said, I don't
have
have
one. And I was like, come on. I was like, you are the prime person of why we're doing this.
So before we get too far into this, we forgot about the important stuff.
Yeah, so many important things in our life.
I'll let you go first because you're closer to more of them than me.
First important thing for everybody watching, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This is going to be an amazing year for us, David.
It is.
I'm very excited. So I am drinking the good old Bud Light.
Right, true.
Yeah, I am, because that's just who I am. All American, baby. Number two, because I wanted to be fancy tonight and special. A few weeks back, we got sponsored by Coors. I'm gonna give them a second shout out just to show people that when we get sponsored, we give back as much as possible. Coors Light Seltzer, Black Cherry. Again, really awesome that they sponsored us for this. We're gonna give them another big shout out. So I wanted to feel special again tonight. And because I wanted to feel special, we're gonna go back to my all-time, top 5 favorite of all time, New Glarus, Wisconsin Belgian Red. Say my brother's actually in North Carolina right now, so I know you might get some North Carolina beers coming home and stuff. So big shout out to him again for finding literally one of my favorite beers of all time now. And again, we talked about a little bit into this episode. David, I know you got some great things.
Oh, so Nick just tried this. I picked this up today at Megabev because I wanted to try some different stuff. I found O'Fallon's Dad's Original Oatmeal Stout. This is out of Missouri. Honestly, Nick and I both tasted it. We expected it. Nick said a little more pop than what it had, but for a stout, I could drink multiple of these.
Oh yeah,
this goes down nice and easy.
I say, well, for a stout, I can drink multiple of any of them. But no,
yeah, but some are a little more bitter and harder to drink multiple. This one's very tame and very good. A lot of good oatmeal taste in there. You can smell that right away. Oh, yeah. I'm going back to my heritage with this one.
All right.
Because I don't like any food from my heritage, but I do like their beer. Irish has great beer.
Yeah.
I don't know about Persian beer. I don't know if Persia has beer.
I don't think Muslims are allowed to drink.
Well, I'm not Muslim. Those people are Jews. just saying.
Persians.
Yeah. Well, my people. My people. You're right. They are Muslim. They don't like us.
David has no clue what he is.
I really don't. But this one is it's a Polish beer.
Oh.
But it was brewed in Detroit.
Sure.
Grand River Brewery. It's the 313 Polish Lager.
Oh, there you go. Hey, guys, if you haven't been to Grand River Brewing, get out there. Really, when things open back up, really fun place. Let's say I enjoy a Polish food.
I don't like Polish food, but I love their beer. Like Okocim, I love.
Missing out.
It's like I'm not a Budweiser fan, but it's like Polish Budweiser. And then for my last beer, if I get to it, which I'm sure I will, I'm going back to Perrin's Midnight Snack. So
that was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was not as minty as I would have liked. It was a little better.
Oh, you know what? It's a good mint beer is Dirty Girl Stout.
Just phenomenal.
Yeah. So
great beer.
Every time I go up north, right, and I go to the casino and then go to the brewery and pick some up, and it's a good time. But tonight, how to make money.
that's near and dear to our heart, isn't it? I mean, we really love to make more money.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of things to do that. So I mean, I got a story for you. You haven't heard this yet. So you got to the business.
I did.
Did you see Dawn's vehicle?
Uh, I read about this. So
Yeah.
yes, I see.
You
her
saw
vehicle.
it. What is it?
A 15-person Econo van that I'm looking at the seats inside of here. I'm like, why are we sitting on these things when we could be rocking on those?
True story. So
yeah, say, new van.
yeah, we had to go get a van because we can't haul enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a pain to get my mom's truck or Yost truck, so it's kind of like, all right, it's time. But of course, that puts us into a little bit of a money pinch. So, I loved a credit card hack, and of course, my wife has jumped on that bandwagon. So, our Discover card for the business comes due next month.
Yeah,
she had to get insurance for this van. They want it paid for a year, so a little over $2,000.
Sure.
And she goes, well, I'm gonna have to put it on that card, but 0% interest ends next month, and they do it off daily average balance.
Sure.
Your highest daily average balance, which now is going to have an extra $2,000 on it. So her and I are talking, and I said, well, worst comes to worst, if we don't have the cash at the time to pay it off, I can open an account because I have no business accounts open.
Yep.
At worst, it's going to cost me a 3% balance transfer fee. 3% is better than whatever they're going to charge us.
Sure.
So of course, it's just one of those ways to hack into stuff that you need now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we talk about trying to make more money, there's so many different options out there. And like you said, you were talking to somebody at work and they said, well, I live paycheck to paycheck and I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of a choice.
Kind of. Right?
I mean, you can't fix everything, but you can hustle to make some more.
Yep. I say, and everybody says, oh, I want to live. Okay, well, I mean, and this sucks to say, right? We're in America and we have the opportunities, right? There's people who are literally working 22 hours a day, getting 2 hours of sleep. And people are like, oh, that's not possible. Okay, are they doing it healthy? No, like we're not talking, like these people are grinding, they're hustling, they're going to get it. Okay, do I suggest it's for everybody? No, but don't bitch when they're like sitting at millions and, don't have to do it anymore, or because their kid got through college for free and you have to pay for it. Like, dude, realize what some people, not everybody, some people are doing to make their dreams and their goals accomplished. I mean, it's one of my biggest passions. I get into it with my wife all the time. Like there's people out there grinding for what they believe in all the time, and I support it like crazy. So.
You have an extra spot in your heart for those people that really want to work their ass off to make a better life, to get a better life. And because we've been there, we hustle and we try to do what we can to make extra money. So last week, one of the best people I know came up to see the place and went and saw Caitlin's place, Steve.
Oh yeah, Steve. Hey, Steve.
So
thanks for the ice cream.
Nick knows Steve because the year Nick coached with me, we went and met Steve down in Plainwell after one of our games, and he took us the entire team to ice cream.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, yeah, I remember Nick. He was a nice guy. And I said, yeah, that's the wrong guy.
Got me confused. You got me confused, my friend.
Him and I were talking, and of course, Steve's a small business owner. He owns his own construction company, and he's basically retiring, handing it off to his son. But him and I had a conversation the other day. He's like, well, I want to make like 8% on my money, but I don't want it to be risked in any way. And I said, well, there is the problem.
Yeah.
So, and of course, Steve's one of those guys that, he's seen me through all of my issues. And, he's had his own. He invested with a guy that, if the guy would have made smart investments, Steve would probably be worth a couple $1 million today.
Yep.
But instead, he basically ran a Ponzi scheme. Yeah. And Steve lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Which brings us to, if you're working really, really hard for your money, even if you're not, you really got to trust whoever you're talking to.
Yeah, I mean, I say, you do have to, I mean, trust is a big thing, right? But like with money, you shouldn't, my opinion is, right, technically you should have enough stuff otherwise that you have control on, that you don't need to trust people. Like, my grandparents and my mom kind of went through the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, give us your money and we'll invest it the correct way. And it's like, no, you never give people that much control. Like, oh, hey, we'll set it and forget it, right? Like we talk about things
Oh, yeah.
all the time. But like, dude, when you're talking about your life and like your, like, okay, so I have $50 right now. I'll just hand to you, and if I don't see it ever again, whatever. But like when we're talking about like really your life, no, you need to be hands on, 100% control. Like, I
Well,
mean,
see, this is where people get stuck. So Lauren stopped by the other day, to drop off some stuff.
yeah,
And he's like, yeah, even though, the guys gave me a hard time, I had a lot of fun, meeting with you guys. He goes, I just don't care about money all that much. As long as I can do what I want to do, I'm happy. So I don't look at investments. And I'm like, everybody has their passion. That's great.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you have to take some kind of accountability in that, because like you just said, it's our passion. We love it. So we're always looking at our investments. We're always looking at, friends or relatives' investments to say, here's what we might do. Here's what, might be a good idea for you.
Yeah.
But you run into these people that I guess too trusting would be one of the things, I go ahead.
No, I say, I think like a lot of the things we find people comfort, right? And
Yeah.
people say comfort kills, right? Like we talk about myself. I mean, I'm comfortable. I don't grind as much and try to find places as much as I used to. Like I don't, I watch people on podcasts, and like we were just talking about it, like $300 million net worth. Like, God, my mind, I'm sitting here going, what that would take? Just an astronomical. Like, yeah, what I have isn't. I get to see my family. I get to do these random things. So you have to understand what you're giving up, and that's a really hard thing. And so what I want to do is try to teach people, hey, if you give this little bit, this is what you're going to get in return, right? So I guess like what we always try to teach people is, okay, hey, look, somebody's going to hire you for $15 an hour, right? Even if you go to a side job, $15. Okay, so you've traded 1 hour, okay? And now let's say what we try to do is teach you, hey, you know what? You can trade that $15 for an hour. Now, if you just did nothing like for a whole hour, like wasted your life, like played board games that you already have paid off or whatever it is, like, but you invested and you have 7 cents in that hour that you actually made, dude, like, okay, we talk about it all the time. Like the next year, when you come around to that, that hour is going to be worth 20 cents. I mean, we're not talking about hitting $15 an hour overnight. Like, but there's a point where we come from, like investing is like such a long-term thing where eventually you'll be making $15 an hour every damn hour, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday. Like the whole point is, right? I mean, again, if you make a penny, that's more than you made not making a penny. If you made 10 cents, if you made $1, anything every day. So when we talk about investing in 3% for our $15,000, it's like, okay, that's $36 a month or whatever it is.
Roughly, yeah.
Something like that, but that's $1 a day, right?
Well,
Like,
and one of the things I kind of equate this to, not much of a smell to this one. Hang on.
okay.
Tastes like Polish beer. Anyways, one of the things I kind of equate this to is, so I was never big on gambling. Okay.
Sure.
Like I like sports gambling because I feel there's some kind of odds to that. Whereas, my wife loves to play the slots.
Sure.
And she loves penny slots because you don't have to put that much money in and you can win some money.
Sure.
So first time I went to the casino with my wife, I hit on like, I don't know, $80. I put in 40 cents or something and
Sure.
I got $80 back, and she goes, cash it out. And I'm like, okay, why? She goes, because you're leaving with $80 if you cash it out. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. To me, that's what you're doing when you're investing in a safe type of investment. You're going, okay, I hit something here.
Yep.
And I'm going to cash that out right now. And I know at worst, I have this.
Yep.
So, if you're getting 3% at your credit union or your bank, or, if you're putting in a little extra time and you pick up brush, if you've watched any of our episodes, we started the whole thing out back in April, May, whenever it was.
Yeah.
Nick's like, yeah, somebody said, I need somebody to come pick up my brush. And Nick goes, I'll do that for $20.
Yeah.
How many pieces of brush did you pick up?
I honestly, I think it was like $100 each time, 150, and probably at least 10 piles. I mean, throughout the little bit of time. You know, A, I love driving my truck, and B at that price, like, I'm definitely gonna do it.
Well,
So,
and again, does it take you time?
yeah,
Yeah, it takes time.
right. I mean, that's
So your time value of money is a big thing for us.
Yeah.
So you took time away from your family, you took time away from, you know, bowling, or, well, I mean, we weren't bowling back then, you know,
Yeah.
we weren't doing jack shit, but you take time away from something you could be doing that, you know, might be enjoyable.
Yep.
To make a little bit of money instead, which, you know, hey, listen, people, we understand it. It sucks to work a lot.
Yep.
But, you know, I'm 43 years old. You're what, 30?
32.
2?
Yeah.
We've worked a lot over our lives.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, you listen to your grandparents and stuff from back in the day, right? Oh, I used to get it, you know, go to work sun up to sundown and then do it all over again. And you guys don't know what work is, and that's fine. I don't know what work is,
No.
right? But like, I know there's people out there that do, right? And they
Yeah.
probably outworked you. There's always somebody that's done something worse, had it worse, done better. Like, if you want what other people have, like, figure out that Uber guy that's driving illegally 22 hours. I mean, it's legal, but like, you know, he's so tired. You know, we talked to a bunch of them while we were in New York, and it's like, man, they're just exhausted, right? They're working 18-hour days, and this is, and they're like, sometimes we work 20. I'm like, holy crap, like, you know, but they're like, yeah, you know, I just want my kid to get through school. I want my kid to have a better, like, they have this want, right? Like, I think it's the biggest thing. Have a want, right? My goal is, and we say it all the time, my goal is to do what I want when I want. So I want to spend time with my kid. I know that in order to do that, I have to sacrifice a little bit right now to have so much more in return, right?
So you're gonna love this. So the class I'm currently in, you know, for college, one of the things we have to do is set a personal plan for this couple, Jane and John Doe.
Yeah.
And
Who named them?
yeah, exactly. And they have these specific goals they want. Like, you know, Jack, their son, is 5.
Yeah.
And their daughter, can you guess?
3.
Right, but can you guess her name?
Jane.
Jill. So Jill's 3, so Jack and Jill. They want to be able to send them to an Ivy League college, $100,000 a year for 4 years, each one of them.
Yep.
And they want to have enough money to retire, and they want to live on 80% of what they have. So, you know, you have to sit here and look at their financial plan and see what recommendations you can make. And I just happen to have it up on the computer here. So I'm going to show Nick, and he's going to probably crap himself.
Yeah.
So Nick, here's their financial statement.
Okay.
Okay.
Month?
7.9 million a year.
Yeah.
Or total.
Total. Okay.
Total with savings, investments, you know,
Yeah.
what they owe. It was 75,000 on credit cards.
Jeez.
Yep. And they have a personal line of credit at 125,000.
Not bad, you know. I mean,
this is their income.
So, wow. Okay.
Look at what they're left with in a year.
Yeah, say less than $50,000.
Are you looking at this going, man, I can make like 6, 7, 8 different changes to their budget?
Easily.
So, I mean, you know, you people can't see this obviously, but we're looking at a budget. So in a year, they're paying $40,000 to credit cards. They're paying $18,000 to car loans. Their mortgage payments are $60,000.
Their line of credits are
$15,000.
Yeah, so-
Their entertainment expenses $40,000 a year. What are they doing? Are they renting out entire theaters every week?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, vacations, all that.
Okay, I get it, but still.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me, I think, the most on this
Uh-huh.
is gasoline for only $6,000. I mean, do you live in New York? I mean, I say 6,000. I think I go through that in like 3 weeks. No, it's like
Shit, right?
But you know, so it's everything you look at. There's a way to cut it back. Now it's a matter of do you want to, right?
Right. You want to live your life. You want to have fun. I think that's the thing we run into the most with people is I don't really want to sacrifice having some fun.
Yep.
I don't want to sacrifice you having fun either.
Yep.
it's just a matter of finding other things that are fun. So Nick has the worst summer of anyone because he's got the pool.
Yeah.
And let's just say, do you have any idea what the pool runs you a week? Just throw a number out.
No clue.
Month?
No. Mm-mm.
And you don't want to, do
No,
you?
Exactly. Like it's a refusal.
So let's say,
Let's say I don't know. Honestly, we had to figure it out. Like so, shock, $30. Pool bill like goes up. I don't know. Let's say monthly, probably. I don't know. Let's say $250, right?
Okay.
Like maybe more. I don't know. I mean, it's a big pool. Like
it is. So
water bill go like $350.
Let's just say 500. It's open for 3 months.
Let's say at the end of the season, yes, when all the algae starts building up, and
so let's say $500 for 3 months. You're $1,500 a summer.
Yeah, I say normally. So if we go for the 5, I usually budget about $3,000 for the entire season, right?
Okay,
opening the pool, closing the pool, the chemicals throughout the whole thing.
So let's say we're at $3,000,
and it doesn't include hot dogs.
I pay nothing.
Yeah, right.
And I go and I enjoy Nick's pool for free. I bring over some beer. I bring over some hot dogs.
Yeah.
We grill, which for me is cheap entertainment. For Nick, it's expensive. And Dawn and I have told him before, hey, listen, if you need some money for pool chemicals, let us know. We have no problem chipping in.
Yeah.
Because mind you, we're using his pool all the time, but find ways to entertain yourself.
Oh yeah.
In a way that you're spending less money.
Well, okay, and so that's a great point, right? COVID has taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And right, because I'm an on-the-go kind of guy. Like I don't want to be. I own a house that I don't want to be at.
Right.
Like I love being at my house. I only want to be at my house when I'm entertaining people.
Mm-hmm.
And things people don't know about me, right? Is I say I hate to entertain, but I absolutely love it. I say the cleanup and all that just sucks. But one thing with COVID is like there's so many games and apps that you can download, and like when we played categories just over Zoom or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that wasn't bad. Like now we have I was just playing this game the other weekend with friends of ours. Let me see if I can find it quick. It's called Psych, I think. Yeah. Okay. So Psych, right? And like it's kind of like that things game where like you write down
the game of things.
Yeah.
Which is AKA the penis game.
Yeah. I say, but this is like. It comes, everybody has a username and like, all right, hey, this person would do this, and then you just write it, and everybody types in. The cool thing,
that's awesome.
Yeah, the cool thing is like at this point we can't figure out whose handwriting it is. Like,
right.
I mean, granted, I still don't have any spelling or capital letters, but say,
and if you played with me, penis would be the answer to everything.
Everything, right? But there's just so many things that you could be doing for free and or cheap, right? Like, okay, you could drink water at home if you wanted to, and sit in the dark because your phone has light. I don't really care, but like, I mean, we can go with a 30 rack of hams for $13 out the door here in Michigan, probably $11 in any other state without the stupid tax. And so for a whole night, you're doing pretty okay. Like,
well, how many times did Mike and Mike make fun of me this summer when I said, yeah, I bought a case of Miller Lite?
Yeah.
Which, I don't really drink mainstream domestic beers. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, if I have to, I can drink Miller Lite, Coors Light. They taste like glorified water.
Coors Light.
But Coors Light, shout out. I just call them glorified water. Isn't that awful? But I mean, it's not my taste. I like darker beers. I like heavier beers. And mind you, those beers come at a, $3-4 price point.
Bare minimum. Yeah. I mean,
that's for the cheap stuff.
Yeah. Let's say that's, no, and that's, I just happen to be a big fan of Bud Light, right? I mean,
and if you can find a cheaper beer that you like, I mean, hit that and save that money. Pabst is a great one. So we talked a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm a Pabst fan.
They were selling Pabst for the holidays. Yep. It was 100 Pabst for like
99.
It was 90. I'm sorry, 99. It was 99 Pabst for $65.
Yep, it was on special.
Yeah, special at Myers. So
you have $9.90 worth of deposit.
Right.
So $75 and you're out the door.
And with 99 beers, you're less than $1 a beer.
75 cents a
beer. Yeah, basically, yeah. Uh-huh. And I'm not a Pabst fan. I mean, I've drank it.
Yeah.
I've drank it with you.
say a lot of people have drank it with me.
But you look at these things. So I guess kind of our point here is, we're talking about how to make more money, but really everything we're geared towards is how to save more money.
Yeah.
So that you can put your money where you actually want it to go.
Well, and I think everybody knows that you can go work more, right? And people say, "Oh, well, I don't have more hours," or "I'm doing." You have more hours, you just don't want to give them.
Correct.
Right? I mean, and then people are like, "Oh, there's always an excuse where, okay, my one job, let's say you work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, well, the next job doesn't start till 5 o'clock. What am I? I don't want to go relax for 3 hours. Right? That's a want, right?
Right.
Okay. Do you need more money? Do you want more money? Okay. If you need it, then you're going to go do it. If you want it, you're going to make the decision. I'm already relaxed. I'm going to sit down for 3 hours, right? Like there's excuses and then there's action takers, right?
So right before our wedding,
yeah,
Dawn ended up getting 2 part-time jobs.
There you go.
But because she had to have, a little bit of time off around the wedding.
Yep.
For 2 weeks solid, they were full-time jobs. She worked at the Walmart portrait studio.
Yeah.
From 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then she worked at a hotel from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So you had time to sleep between the time you got home, which was about 7:30 until about 9:30 because you had to go to work.
Yep.
Or maybe 10:30. So 3 hours. And then you got home in the morning and you had time to sleep and, from 7:30 until about 9:30.
Yeah.
So 2 hours. So if you're really lucky, you got 5 hours of sleep a day, which that doesn't
Never
happen.
happens. I said that's my college.
So you get like 2.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So for 2 weeks, she was a zombie.
That's what most people. So, and that's my year of college. I went to CC, a community college, for a year, and that was my first year. I worked a full-time job, working 50 plus hours a week,
Yep.
third shift, and then Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I would go straight to school I took 24 credit hours, right? I went straight to school. Had to stay up for like in between my classes because
Yep.
they don't go back to back. And then I'd go home and I'd sleep for like 3.5 hours and then get up for work. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'd work. If I didn't work overtime, I'd go home and I'd get about 2.5 hours of sleep. Go to school during the day, go back home, try to catch a 2-hour nap, and then get back up. And I did this the whole time. And so, when people say, "Hey, I'm like, look, I remember literally getting 4 hours a day if I was lucky. And just because but I didn't owe college debt. Like I remember working enough like in a week or two and paying my college off and going, I was like so happy, so proud. Like I'm watching people going, "Oh yeah, I'm broke." And I'm like, psh. Granted, I was tired as shit, but like I didn't have anything to worry about. Like I was too tired to spend money. And the weekends, I hung out with my friends and we just sat around like campfires. Campfires was huge for me. There's
we would
wood all
go
over the
my
place.
freshman year of college. We would go to playtime billiards.
Yeah.
And we'd run a table for a couple hours. And you're talking, I don't know, $6.
Yeah, for the whole time.
Yeah, for
Well, now
an hour or so. So between 4 people, $12 for 2 hours.
Yeah,
you're paying $3. We had a blast doing that stuff. And then we got a little older and did other stuff we shouldn't do. But hey,
alcohol's the expensive part of things.
It really kind of is.
That's why we go for sponsorships like Coors.
True story. Of course, send us some more sponsorships. We will drink them.
Yeah, we should probably talk about ways that if people want to make quick money, right? Okay, I want to reiterate. I know we did a full episode on it, but
we did.
You know what? Okay, if you work any job that's any time of the day, okay, like you could almost guarantee to get yourself a delivery driver job.
Yep.
Oh, but the wear and tear of my vehicle. Okay. Again, you have to weigh things out. But
yeah.
Now you go to the aspect of, all right, well, I work second shift, so I start at 2:00. Okay.
Yep.
Place is open at 10:00 and you can be done by 1:30 for the lunch rush and then get over to your job at 2, right? Like you're gonna pick a place like unless you're in the middle of nowhere, right? But like chances are you're living in a city and
you can still be in the middle of nowhere. So one of the guys in the garrison, he's a teacher at Saranac.
Yep.
Once school got out, which was really weird this year.
Yeah.
He went and did I think it was DoorDash. It doesn't matter. One of the
Grubhub, Uber
one
Eats,
of those. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm basically busy every day from this time to this time. He didn't do it in Saranac. He came to Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Most of you people are going to be close to somewhere you can go do this.
But I'm saying that's, and you figure if you, okay, let's say again, you work 2 to 10. Okay, well, you have from 10 o'clock on to go deliver. I mean, dude, Friday, Saturdays, Sundays. I mean, like places. I know a lot of the pizza places by us are definitely still open until 2 because they carry beers or, these people are still going to carry it. I know like Drunk Nick is like the guy who orders pizza at 1:30 and they're like, oh, my driver's not here. And I'm like, I got $20 if he drops it off, and they're like, all right, man, we'll take care of you. Right. Like halftime I brought $20 and a beer if you drop it off. And they're like, oh, dude, I'll totally be right there. Right. Like,
I would do that
for $20. I say when I delivered pizza, I drove like 15 miles out of the way because every week they guarantee me a $20 tip, and I was like $20. Heck yeah, that fills the tank for the rest of the night, and I'm okay with that. So right, like if you're looking to make quick cash, right, quick money, something like that, go get a delivery driver job, right? Jimmy John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Jets, like all these name brand places, like. You don't have to do Grubhub. Like you can get the real job, guaranteed money, guaranteed hours. You don't have to beat people to pushing it.
Yep.
Right. Right now with the pandemic still going, Shipt is crazy. Like I know, Meijer, as much as they treat my brother like crap, they take care of people usually. Like if you know how to work a union, right? Like that's a company to work for. But like I know right now they're in-person shoppers or whatever because they're offering free curbside.
Oh yeah.
Dude, these people like they're booking like days out like to pick up groceries. So they're hiring. And honestly, if you were like, hey, I can only work for 3 hours, they'd be like, cool, get your ass in here, work for 3 hours and get out. Like, and they're gonna be like, we'll work with your schedule. I mean, they'll give you 15 hours and oh hey, I have every Sunday off. You'll be working a 10-hour shift. Like you have 25 extra hours right there. 3 hours a day. It's just like money, right?
Yep.
Even if you did an hour a day, that's 7 hours. Like 1 hour doesn't add up, but 7 hours adds up, right? I mean, there's so many small little things that are guaranteed, right? You don't have to be that little gig worker where it's like, hey, you go pick up brush I hire these people all the time. Team Figure It Out, shout out to them, right? Like Team Figure It Out. I do clean outs on my flips and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, go in and trash the whole place out. Tenant moves out, trash the whole place out. Like grab everything and they go do it. Like, yeah, okay, I could do it for some of the price. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to worry about it. I know that my contractor can get right in and just get to work. It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
So you can go online and make more money by quoting gigs and stuff like that. But you take the chance of like they're not going to like your quote, right? So you're wasting time. But the chances are, let's say if you do 50. So I just paid $600 one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, they took, I don't know, 2.5 hours to do it, right? That's great money. Okay, so it's better than you're going to make at Walmart or Meijer or whatever it is. But, there's another time where it's like they quoted $250 and I was like, I had somebody else I could do it for 200. So I have to like do what's the best interest for my pocketbook and my customer and stuff like that. And, and I always offer, hey, will you do it for this price? This is what I have. Because, multiple people hit me up. Hey, I need some money. Hey, I need some money. Hey, what do you got? And I'm like, cool. And I'll just throw it out there like, hey, this is the job, bid it up, right? And like, if you want it, go bid it. If not, like you'll see what the hungry people are, right?
Well, I mean, so there's a guy that stands on 68th Street and the highway.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, we're running into this a lot more in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years in Grand Rapids than we have before.
Yeah.
And, he holds a sign that says, hey, we'll work for money or food.
Yep.
Because he wants to work. And Dawn's hired him a few times. Monday, she had him come and help move most of the rest of the stuff of the business over.
Yep.
And she ended up cutting herself really bad on a window that they were moving. And they get back here and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to make sure, she's all right. And, she needs to do a tear down over there. And I told her I used to do construction. I can come help with construction.
Perfect.
And she ended up paying him $40 for the day.
Yeah.
he worked, I don't know, 2.5 hours.
Sure.
And she gave him 40 because she only had 20s.
Yep.
And I told her, I'm like, buy this man lunch. So she went to buy him lunch and he goes, I'm sorry, I can't take lunch. And she goes, all right, well, why? I might have to go to the bathroom. Nobody will let me use the bathroom. So I don't eat all day. Figure it out at night.
Yeah.
And mind you, he's living in that homeless camp down.
Oh, yeah.
Where are they doing that? Like Riverside Park or something?
Yeah, say the right over there by the Smoky Bones. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or I don't know.
I don't know, wherever it is.
Barbecue Joe's, yeah.
So
The downtown market there.
yeah. So and I mean, you know, it sucks. But this man is such a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's just falling on bad luck. And you know, I talked to Angela, my therapist, about this one day, and she goes, you know, you have to be careful. A lot of those people, they have mental issues, which is why they're homeless.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. This man doesn't have mental issues.
Sure.
He just has fallen on bad luck. Nick and I talked about it, you know, one time, might have been on camera. I don't know. He never believed in credit, so he doesn't have any credit.
Yep.
So it's hard to get a job if you have no credit. It's hard to get a loan for a car if you have no credit. You have to have credit to show some kind of stability, which is stupid as hell. But that's the society we live in. And, you know, other countries look at us and they're like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do that with healthcare too.
Well, you know, I was just listening to a podcast before I got on here, and the guy was talking about how he had a piece of land that was worth $38 million.
Okay.
Just vacant land.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to get a loan on it. I don't know, $3 to $4 million is what he kept saying. He's like, I can't get anybody to give me a loan. Well, because it's a it doesn't show any profit.
Right.
It's not a good asset technically. I mean,
right.
But I guess if it's worth $38 million, the idea is you can get a bank that's going to loan you on that. Like, I mean, he's like, oh, it's vowed, you know, it's okay for commercial. And I'm a year and a half out from doing plans. And, you know, so I don't take what he says to be completely true, because really at $38 million for value, even if you valued a bank valued it at half, right?
Yeah.
They'd give you $3 million on it. I mean, if you foreclose on it, if it's actual profit, like, so if you have to go get it appraised and go get it done, all that, like, to get $3 million, it's worth that little amount of money. So,
oh yeah.
You know, I think parts of his stories are kind of full of crap, but that's the whole thing. Is like, you have to show value. You have to like, non-performing assets don't get you anything. And if you're a non-performing asset as a person who has literally, like, you're not performing, you're not showing income, you're not showing outgoing, like you're showing nothing, like, then you are not lendable, and that sucks.
I'm watching one of my favorite 80s movies the other day.
Cobra Kai?
It was not. That's not a movie.
Oh, it's a show.
It is.
I say.
Crocodile Dundee 2.
You call that a knife?
Love that movie. So at one point,
Now that's a knife.
they're in Australia.
Yeah, of course.
And what the hell's her Sue? Sue asks Mick,
Yep.
Well, how big is Mick's place? He's like, it's basically a hobby farm. It's, you know, you can walk in 3-4 days.
Yeah.
And she goes, you can walk New York State in 2 days. He goes, yeah, but it's basically marshland and swamps.
Yeah.
So that's the point. He's got all this land, but it's not really worth money.
Yep.
And I mean, he showed, it's got some gold. So, I mean, that makes it worth a little bit of money. But, you know.
Ron Swanson is this.
Damn right. Well, he has money buried all over Pawnee. We just need to find Pawnee. But, I mean, you know, in all honesty, you sit there and you look at it and you're like, you know, people ask this all the time. What is this worth? So, Nick's got some baseball autographs. Who's your favorite baseball autograph you got?
Oh, Jimmy Smokes.
Okay.
I say honestly, as bad as that sounds, like, of all the things I own, I think Jimmy Smokes is where it's at.
So
Jim Leland, for you guys I don't know, so he was a coach of the Tigers for a while,
and he smokes like 800 cigarettes a minute.
Yeah, I say just the man's a man.
I gotta figure a Jim Leland autograph goes for, I don't know, $50.
Yeah, maybe
ish.
Yeah.
So here's the deal on anything that you own. your autograph for Jim Leland, I say is worth $50.
Yeah.
But you know, Johnny down the road might say, I would pay 75 for that. And then Billy over here might say, well, you know, I paid 95 for that. It's literally anything you own is worth whatever somebody is willing to pay for.
Yeah. So this is a true story. Okay. And you know, when you always start out like that, people think it's not. But I said I don't want to sit up here and pull out my phone and prove it. Okay. So I'm working at Gentex. Guy brings me a card and he's like, I'm going to sell it on eBay. Gets a red, I don't know, one of the colors. One of 10 or one of 5, I forget. So, of Patrick Mahomes rookie cards signed. Okay. Like, this isn't that. And he goes, I got free packs because I bought a box and I got this card. And he goes, you know, it was back, like, this is first when he's starting type thing. All right. He goes, yeah, I don't know. I watched it go from $100. Now it's like 3 whatever. So I was like, I'll list it for you. You got it for free. It's whatever. Okay. So I list the card. Okay. It ends. It's 400 and something bucks for like the most it's ever sold is like, and so we beat the most sold by like $50. Well, when it actually sold, we sold it for $100 more than what like and I was like, highest bidder is gonna like they're gonna turn because you know I think it's just a fake bid. It blows this thing out of the water. And he's like, dude ends up paying. And I was like, all right, I was wrong. Like, dude paid, you know? So, all right. And then throughout the 2 years or whatever it's been, this guy's been sending me stuff. We just looked it up and officially that exact card, the one of 5 or one of 10, one just sold for $50,000.
Oh, yeah.
And I texted him and as an asshole move. And I said, hey, how does it feel to know that half of your house is paid for with one card, but you sold it for $500? Yeah. And he goes, you know, hey, you know, he goes, you take the risk. He goes, I made $500 on $0. He goes, yeah, somebody else made, you know, he goes, the amount of times that thing probably sold, right? So again, exactly what you said. So the person that bought it for 500, okay, chances are it got to 1,500 and they were happy to like triple their money. The next person, you know, probably sold it for 2,500 and like you get nervous like how much, you know, because if he loses, it tanks. When he wins the Super Bowl, that's when it blows up, right? Like it's just guaranteed. But like, you know, you guarantee that it's sold, traded so many times. You have the 1 out of 10, right? One probably held it and was like, I'm risking it all.
Yep.
The other ones are like, or he won, you know, he won the championship game, you know, or he won and just
Super Bowl MVP.
Like, well, yeah, so all of it before, like even that, like, oh, he won the first playoff game. He won the second. And so like the value keeps going up. And then it's like, all right, you get to the Super Bowl and it's like, all right, if he loses, I am done. If he wins, I am rich, right? Like, and you see it trades. But so the idea is really like at one point that card value was $500. Technically it was even lower than that, like probably 50 at one point. And now it's $50,000. Like it's insane. I can't believe how much it just keeps going up. Like I can't believe it.
Well, you know, that's one of the things we look at. So, I mean, autographs are a hobby of mine. So, you know, I buy a lot of autographs. I go to a lot of conventions where I can buy autographs, sports, celebrities, you name it. So I drove down to Indiana one year to see Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
Because when I was a kid, I was in love with Princess Leia. And I wanted to get an autograph of Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
Like I had some, but I never got to meet her. So we went and we met her and she was wonderful, just wonderful. And a couple years later, she was doing another convention that we were going to. And I'm like, you know, I'd really like to get a picture with Carrie and I want to get another autograph. And Don's like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So we go and we get the autograph and she's talking to us and she's just wonderful again. And then we go get a picture and it's my profile picture on Facebook. I mean, right now, if you look me up, it's Carrie Fisher and her dog. And 4 months later, she was dead. I paid $60 for that autograph.
Yeah.
You know, I can't find one for less than $450 right now.
Really?
Yeah. So I knew a guy that was selling one. Mind you, I have at least 3 Carrie Fishers.
Yep.
This one said, to David with love.
Okay.
And he goes, I need like $450. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. Sorry. I can do 4. And he goes, I can't go that low. Sorry. And I'm like, all right, well, then I got to walk away. Mind you, my wife found out that I said $400, and she goes, "You better be selling one of those other Carrie Fishers for that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It said to David with love." I mean, who doesn't want that?
Right. It's like, that's.
And I walked away because for me, it was worth $400.
Yeah.
For that guy, he wanted $450. His name was David too.
Yeah.
And he was happy to not take less than what he decided it was worth. And I was happy not to pay more than what I thought it was worth.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, right. Like how many David, I mean, there's millions of Davids, but still, like how many are into Star Trek? I mean, Star Wars. And, but you know, I say it's, when you come to that, it's really just, it's what it is, right? What is somebody willing to pay you, right? And you'll catch people at certain times where it's like, you know, I've bought in houses from people who are going through divorce, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What am I willing to pay? Not as much as I was as if the house was up to date, or like, you know, like up to date and you guys were current on your mortgage and I didn't have to come up with money in 3 days, right? Like, I mean, okay. So yeah, you know, people are, oh, you take advantage. No, like I help you out of a situation.
Right.
You know how hard it is to rent a place with a foreclosure on your background, right? Like, or a bankruptcy, or you know, an eviction. Like I tell people this all the time. Like, if you want help, here's my offer. If not, see it. Like, no harm, no foul, right? Like,
well, that's one of the things. So we're going off on tangents here because
that's who we are.
That's kind of what we do. But so we're talking about, you know, ways to make more money now.
Yep.
So Nick is, I think, a really good example of this. So Nick's young and he's in a house in Granville and
Norman Jennison.
When you were younger?
Oh,
no,
younger than I am now.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So you were in a house in Granville.
Yeah.
And you bought a duplex and you said to your wife, "Hey, if we move into the duplex, we can rent the house out for this."
Yep. And
I know a lot of people would have said, "Screw, I'm not moving to a duplex. I'm going to stay in this house because I don't have anybody right next to me and I don't have to deal with any of the BS and neighbors." And, you know, these are the choices you have in life. We're always confronted with choices. Could you make more off of the duplex or the house? You can make more off the house.
Yeah.
So you said, she's okay with moving to the duplex. Let's do that. We'll make more money on the house. And he went and lived in the duplex.
Yeah. No, and you know, and it's granted. I mean, looking back, I'm glad I did it. But like, I never had neighbors. I mean, we had neighbors, but like in a house, but like I never had a person stomping above me. Like, I had friends that lived in apartments, but I don't know. We were probably the loud ones yelling from downstairs, upstairs. I mean, we were those annoying kids that were playing football in the house and making the noise, like, you know. So getting my wife to move, I didn't understand it, you know. So and when I looked at space, it was like, I don't need it. And you know, what most people don't understand is, okay, so I had 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, okay, and I moved to 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. I went from, I don't know, 2,300 square feet to 900 square feet. Yeah. Okay. And people are like, well, how? And I was like, okay, so I have a barn or a pole barn or I have a garage that has a mezzanine. And I told the tenant when they moved in, I said, look, my only rule is I'm going to store all my stuff up in the mezzanine. And they're like, okay. So like the only spot they didn't have for storage was the spot. And I was like, because I'm not going to go get a storage unit for my stuff. I was like, this is free. I was like, you know, and, you know, I was young and stupid and didn't know that I could have gotten way more in rent and stuff like that. But still, like, I was like, I'm not paying for a storage. Like, you're going to, like, that's my only stipulation. Yep. You could have 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for a dirt cheap price. And I'll leave, but I get that for storage. And if that wouldn't have happened, I would have done it the opposite way. Or like, if I didn't have somebody that would have said, so, right, I gave somebody what they wanted. They gave me what I wanted. Like, so you have to come to compromise on a lot of things. And, you know, when it comes to money and how to make it, it's really those types. Like, we talk about that. Like, okay, so if you're renting, I mean, don't sublease. But, you know, if you are an owner already, right? If you own your house, just think about it. Like, is it just you and your wife? Is it just you, some buddies? You know, I have a buddy who, he had a friend move in with him 5 years ago or something like that into his house because, you know, he's just a little older and he's like, all right, time to buy a house, do the adult damn thing. Right. So he bought a house one of his buddies like, hey man, can I come crash? And yep. So he lived there for 5 years. Well, my buddy ended up going to get married, he bought another house, right? And for a while, like lived, and so now he's like, all right, well, my buddy's in my house, and that's what's gonna happen. So like, if you're one of those people, you're just like, hey, rent out that other room because you're not using that space. Like, I mean, you can use 90% of your house, and your buddy's just gonna rent one little spot of it, right?
Right.
I mean, you can rent out the smallest room. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna give you some type of value for it. Like, you don't have to follow the same fair housing stuff when you rent it in your own personal, because you get to protect yourself a little bit more.
Well, and you look at it. So everything we're talking about. So you want to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously different ways you can do that, and that's one of them. Rent out a room, or rent out your services. I don't mind doing manual labor. I'll go pick up all your brush, and it'll cost you $50 or whatever it is. Or you need those trees chopped down. I'll go bring my chainsaw over. I'll chop those tree downs. I'll chop them up for you, and get rid of them for $100 a tree, or whatever. We had a tree cut down. It cost me like $500. If you're like, hey, I can take that tree down, it'll cost you $100. I would have said, here you go, have at it.
Yeah.
Because there are all these things that you can do. We got a hold of a plumber to, snake the lines.
Yep.
We want all the lines cleaned. So he comes over and he does that. And then one of the sinks he did, it was still kind of stopping up and stuff. So I knew I had 30 days on it. So I called him at like the 29th day, and I'm like, yeah, can you come over and look at this again? So he comes over and he looks at it and he goes, yep, it's going to take me a little bit. I'm like, okay. Like an hour later, he goes, yeah, I replaced this, I replaced this, I replaced this. No charge for you. I'm like, all right, great.
Yeah.
But I mean, mind you, I tipped him like 25% on the first job because he was there longer than I expected him to be there, and he did a really good job, and he had no problem coming back to do this. So, I mean, you sit there and you look at it and you're like, okay, well, he did extra work for free, technically for free.
Yep.
But how many times does he go to some place and it takes less time than he thought?
Yeah.
And he made a little bit more. So, I mean, you look at the things that you can do. So, sometimes I'll go train a hitter because, I'm a softball coach, so I can work with a hitter, and I'll charge, $20.
Yep.
And for me, sitting out there for $20 for an hour throwing balls, that's fine. I do that for free.
What you do.
Yeah,
right.
I like it. So, and that's one of the things you look at. So we have this business here, and somebody said, "Well, it'll be great someday. You guys can just pay somebody to do it."
Could.
Yep. My wife likes this.
For now.
She has fun doing this.
Yep.
So as long as she has fun doing this, I'll let her do it. What is today? Is today Powerball or Mega Millions?
I know yesterday was one.
I think today's Powerball.
Okay.
So we had tickets to Mega Millions. We had tickets to Powerball. We'll keep buying them because it's like $1 billion.
Somebody hit?
No.
What?
Nobody hit.
Whoa! Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, you just got to keep buying at this point.
Yeah. So I got $4 and $6 into it.
So Dawn and I are talking the other day, and she's like, "Well, if we won, what would you do?" I'm like, "I'd pay off the houses, and then I think I'd pay my friend Jenna to make me a Wookiee, and then I'd take a trip." And I'm like, "No, I wouldn't." She goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm not getting on a plane for the next 8 months."
Yeah.
But in 8 months, I'm gonna take a trip.
Well, saying that's I had this conversation. Say more tangents, but right, like we talked about windfalls,
yeah.
And I said, if I win that $800 million, like my life is screwed, right? And people are like, no, it's not. And I was like, look, I own enough places to where every tenant, once they found out that I won, dude, it's gonna look like Liar with the bathroom scene where he's, what are you doing? I'm kicking my own ass. Like these people are gonna fall over everything. Like
you can't win.
No, you
can't win, and your wife can't win.
Right. I officially have to sell everything, get rid of who I am as a person, and reinvent.
You have to trust somebody to win for you. Nick, I will win for you.
I'm gonna win.
It'll cost you, I don't know, a finder's fee. No, I don't need 10% would be great.
I'll win, but I just have to sell everything ahead of that. At that point, you have enough money to give it away.
Well, you can sit there and wait, what, a year or two.
Yeah. So like, I mean, and with the market right now, I can get it. But like, even at that, like, if I gave it away, let's say,
Yep.
just gave it away, and like I have to clear myself, like I have to take so much time, like while holding this ticket, like you
Yep.
can't just turn it in and like not claim it, like. So I had to figure all this out, and so it's insane. Like I mean, yes, I'd love to win, but like the idea is like I would hate my life for those X amount of time.
I'm fine because I don't have anything I have to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, until you realize that I'm going to your mom and saying, "Hey, you gotta go ahead and fall over something." David left it out. You just don't know it. What do you leave?
She knows I would do anything she needs.
Yep.
You would be fine too.
Oh, I say my pool would not be touched by me once. That's
it literally
fact,
wouldn't.
folks.
You know how
You guys heard it here.
You know how it would get clean? Somebody would come over and lick that sumbitch clean.
Yeah, I say I don't know what his name is or her name is, but
they would do that.
all I know is that company is doing this.
Yeah. We wouldn't have, just the little banner here. We would buy that full-size banner, have a full studio.
Every day we'd be doing our live stream from on top of a freaking what is it? Billboard.
Yeah.
Right? We'd be sitting on the billboard. Oh yeah, this is us.
And
I mean, we have a small version.
We'd be eating gourmet food, hot dogs.
Oh, and fancy food.
So many
beers.
hot dogs.
Fancy beers. But,
And, oh yeah.
but let's say, but we would hire, we'd hire people. At that point. So the idea is right, like, think about that as a side little hustle. Okay.
Yeah.
So like if you find yourself lucky in any way, like put together a little portfolio of like things I've won in my life. I've won X amount of 50-50s. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, this is how my mind works, right?
Yep.
Like I'm already doing this for you people. Okay. So go out there, right? Say, hey, I've won this many 50-50s. I always get picked for, whatever. If I throw the ball at the carnival game, I land in the one of cup, like show all these like proof things that you're lucky, post it out there that you'll go buy people's tickets for them for, 10% to have that luck on their side. So, right, if they buy $100 worth of tickets, you make $10 just to stand in line and see if you can get clients. Like, I don't know if this is illegal or what's going on with it, but like, look into it. Sell your luck. Like, who cares?
So
people don't want to go to the store.
I'm watching Big Bang Theory one day.
Yeah.
And one of the things they did were they were paying people to stand in line for them.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah. When the iPhones come out and stuff.
Yeah, people don't want to stand in line. I would stand in line for money. I stand in line right now for no money.
Yeah, there was an app. I seen a thing in New York. Like, even in New York. Okay, so you can sell your parking spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so people like if you're in a really big area where you can sell your parking lot, just wake up, right? Keep moving your car, or like go buy a bunch of cars and then just park them, and then just sell your spots for the price of the cars. Buy these beaters, right, for like $100. Go park them. Somebody's gonna call the tow company and be like, nope, they can buy my spot, right?
Yeah.
And then make sure that you can park them in the stacks, and then so just buy find an abandoned place that if somebody goes and steals the car out of the field, who cares? But every night, just make sure your car's parked somewhere and make a bunch of money. When you think about things like, yes, you have to work at things, but man, you can make money doing anything. There's tutoring right now. Like tutoring is huge online.
So traffic in LA is always horrible.
Yeah.
There's a carpool lane.
Be the carpool buddy.
Yeah, no shit.
Holy crap.
I'll ride in the carpool lane with you. You pay me $10.
Yeah, like I hope anybody that's listening, you probably just heard it in my voice, but like watching, my eyes lit up when David said it. I was like, I got the idea. Like, this is amazing, dude. Like, yeah, all you do is just ride with somebody and tell them, like, hey, I want $10 and beef and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, say, I'll eat what you want for 20. I'll eat beef and cheese for 10. Like, dude, say, make your life happy at the same time.
There are so many things you can do.
Yeah.
When we're looking at making extra money, you just honestly have to kind of think out of the box. What do I not mind doing that I know I'm going to spend a little bit on, and somebody's going to pay me a little bit for that? Nick always makes fun of me because I do surveys.
Yeah.
So I'll spend 10 minutes doing a 50-cent survey.
Yep.
But what I tell you, a couple of weeks ago, I made like $1,800 last year on surveys. I got a phone call right before I came here. trying to qualify me for a $350 survey, which mind you, I didn't qualify, which pissed me off. And it was only a Visa gift card, but still $350.
You can buy a lot with Visa.
Ask me how many hours of work $350 was going to cost me.
How many hours of 2? Wow, 2 hours. Okay, send them to me. See if I can qualify. You know, I get to a point. I'm looking around here, and there's things you can sell. I mean, okay, we shouldn't sell the fire extinguisher, but I know I would pay you $50 if it's up to date, so I don't have to go pay $100 to get it in my. I might actually come to steal yours every time I have inspections on mine. If you're watching and you're a city inspector, and said no, like we're just gonna get on opposite years of when they have to get inspected, and I'll bring yours in mine. No, like there's so many things you can do. Like I wish we could do a full entire like episode of just our brains working on like
that's kind of this episode.
Stupid ideas. No, like just so many stupid. Like look around your house right now. Like if you're a single person and you're extremely broke, right? Okay, I'm gonna say this again. If you're extremely broke as a single person, look into your silverware drawer and see if you have more than one fork, knife, and spoon. Because guess what? Sell all the rest of it and eat off of that and clean it every time. If you're that broke, like right. I want you to like think so extreme, be that hungry. I mean,
so this is a great point.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to my therapist, Angela, today.
The rapist. Yeah. For 300.
And I'm like, yeah, Dawn and I had a fight last week. And she's like, well, what'd you have a fight about? I'm like, same fight we always have. She goes, you don't do shit around the house. And I go, I said, Angela, I was pissed. I said, listen, you're never fucking home. You wouldn't know what I do.
Yeah.
And that just started a huge fight, which mind you, I can tell this story because my wife is never going to watch this.
Factual statement.
And your wife isn't going to watch this to tell her because that's her MO. So I argue with her about this, and Angela goes, well, are you at a point in your life where you could just pay somebody to come in and do the stuff you don't want to do? I'm like, sure. She goes, why don't you do that? I'm like, because my wife won't let me. She goes, what do you mean she won't let you? I'm like, she'll complain and it'll be a huge fight because if we got somebody to come in and do the stuff that she says I'm not doing, I would have to do it before she got there.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I get that all the time, right? I want you to want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. There's no part of, I don't want to have this fight. I don't want to do it. No, it's the thought that counts. Okay, here's the thought. I thought about how I wanted to live life and you came and ruined it. No, I love my wife. Everybody that's still watching and listening.
Here's the question. It's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you want to clean the table or watch the football game?
I had to look to see my wife is here. No, say right? Like I'm drinking beer and watching football. This is what's happening.
Do you want to do the dishes or play Tecmo Super Bowl?
I want to play Tecmo Super Bowl.
So, I mean, we have these choices in life.
Correct.
I mean, if my wife's not there, I'm going to do some of the things, but I'm not going to do all of them. I said to her at one point, I'm like, listen, when's the last time you vacuumed? She goes, I don't vacuum. I'm like, yeah, well, I do.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, that's not important to me. And I'm like, so again, I vacuum.
My, so this is, we go back to my brother, right? So single guy lives in a house. For Christmas, he got paper plates, plastic cups, and stuff like that, right? Like,
oh yeah,
that's what he doesn't. He might be the guy who I said owns one fork, one whatever. If you want to come over, it's plastic, like because he throws it all away. He has no trash. He has a cleaner come over like once a week, and he's never home, right? He's constantly working. So like, and they're like, yep, just go clean the bathroom, make sure the toilet paper. Like he doesn't refill his own toilet paper.
Yeah.
He's like, look, if it's like less than half of a roll of toilet paper, make sure it gets clean or taken care of. Tape the two together. Like, I mean, he doesn't do any part of it. And he's like, I'm happy. I'm content. And I was like, I called him out. I was like, you got to mow your lawn. He goes, I'll hire some kid on the street. And I was like, all right, well, you better do it quick because I'm not paying this fine. But if you want a specific lifestyle, figure out what it takes and go do it. And if you're that person that wants money, figure out that guy who wants the specific lifestyle and go earn it, right? Like go clean a house. I mean, I hire people to clean my house once in a while when my wife lets me. But you know, her thing is I want to clean before they get here, so they deep clean, and I'm like, okay, then you just clean it, and then I'll get it deep cleaned. It never gets to that clean spot, but
So when I lived in Rockford, Illinois,
Mhm.
I worked for this guy named Bill, which I mean, technically I worked for George, but Bill was like the intermediary
Sure.
type guy. And Bill had this theory. I don't do dishes.
me neither.
So him and I were talking. He's like, here's the deal. If there are dishes that need to be done, I'm throwing them in the trash. I'll just go buy new dishes
Smart man.
because I'm not doing them. Now, he ended up marrying this girl, really nice girl named Karen. She did dishes.
Nice woman named Karen.
She was a nice woman
Time
named
out.
Karen.
Name Karen.
She really was.
Her real name was not Karen.
Might not have been. But she was okay doing the dishes.
Smart woman.
So he basically said, listen, you want to do the dishes? That's great. I'm not doing them. I'll throw them in the fucking trash.
Yep.
And that's how he lived his life because he did not care about doing any of that.
Yep.
He was just like, whatever, I'm not doing that.
Yep.
So I think this is a good spot to just pause for a minute.
Yeah. So
we're going to pause and we'll be right back in like, I don't know, you're not even going to notice. So I grabbed another beer here. Ordock Brewing Company's Porter from Marquette, Michigan. I got a buddy who lives up there, Mike Forrester.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Good guy.
Say,
And I love a good porter.
you know, I say that's another way to make money, right? I say find beers for Nick and David that we can't find anywhere else.
This is what water wants to be.
That's what I want water to be.
Exactly.
That's like a win-win.
So,
you know, I say we've gone off on a lot of tangents, and we love
have.
it. But right, I guess when it comes to making money, we can't give you a direct answer because we don't know you as a person. Right? We can give you suggestions like we've kind of done all night. We can't hold your hand, or we can give you some money, right? But then we can do that with everybody and we'll just be broke. You know, but it's really up to you and what you want. I mean,
we can do the same thing we always do. We can make suggestions.
Yep.
And the number one suggestion is the same number one suggestion we literally have for everything in life. Budget.
say
Budget.
Yep.
That way you know what you can or can't spend.
Yeah.
You have ideas of where you can and can't trim from. So I showed you that balance sheet of the family I have to do the thing on. And, you know, you guys can't see it. I'm sorry. But Nick and I are going to go back to it for a second here. So when we look at this, we know that home insurance, we're probably not going to do any better on. We're probably not going to do any better on property taxes.
I mean,
They're fixed costs.
home insurance you can, right?
You can, but
the
what are you going
cost
to be in?
savings.
You're going to be in, a little bit different, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're going to be in that ballpark.
Property taxes. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, this is the government, people. Yes, everybody, and it's funny because everything that we ever mention, people are going to fight you on.
Yeah.
And yes, can you go get the government or the city to reassess and
Yes.
do all that? Sure, you can, right? But geez, I mean,
But at the same time, can you pay off?
if you're
A credit
having
card?
they say if you're having to fight, the way I look at it is if you're having to fight about your property taxes, should you be in that property? And I'm like, okay, there's a point where things become ridiculous, but realistically, like if you have to fight for that amount of money, like it usually means it's time for you to get out of the neighborhood because you're over, like your house is probably worth way more than you paid for it, or you shouldn't have gotten approved for that money in the first place. Like,
Well, that's what you have to look at. So, I'm driving a $60,000 Beamer.
Yeah.
And I can't afford it. So why the hell am I driving it?
because your status looks cool.
It really does look cool because, I'm riding around in a nice, polished, awesome looking car. But here's the problem. Steve and I were talking about this the other day. So Steve is a collector of classic cars.
Sure.
So he has this 19, we're going to say 57. I don't know what year it is. Plymouth, black Plymouth.
Okay.
Which is his favorite car. but he used to have like a 62 Ford Mustang.
Oh yeah.
And it was teal,
Mhm.
you know, it was gorgeous. And Steve and I are driving the other day, and I said, you know, it hurt me when you sold that vehicle, because out of every vehicle I ever saw in my life, that's the one I wanted. He goes, it hurts me that I sold that vehicle. I really wish I had it back. But I mean, these are the things you look at. You sit there and you go, okay, well, I have these two really nice cars. Do I need them both? And he made the decision, I don't need them both.
Yep.
So he got rid of one.
Well, you know, there's so much, there's so much to that, right? Like, you don't know which one of the two is going to make money. I mean, back in the day, I mean, I don't know how long ago he sold them, but back in the day, you can't sit here and figure, oh, hey, this is going to be worth. I mean, classic cars, yeah, okay, they're worth something, but I mean, there's so many of them that are still not worth anything, right?
Again, it's up to who's going to pay for
Who's
it.
gonna, right? I mean, it's funny because I look at my brother's redoing a few cars, right? A 71 Cutlass and a 83 Monte Carlo. And he's like, oh, hey, this is gonna be worth 25,000. I'm like, I'm not a Monte Carlo fan, right? Like, okay, the Cutlass, yeah, like all say, but and he's like, oh, that's gonna be worth this, and I'm like, yeah, see, I'd only give you, like, I'm the guy who's gonna search for that big steal of a deal, right? And so find what you're passionate about and do it. I always try to support small, and especially right now, it's so easy for people, and people don't understand it. They're like, no, I hire people all the time to make drawings of stupid shit. Like, it's not stupid, but like I told you, I think we talked about it. Every time we go to town and there's an artist, we always get somebody to paint the skyline of Grand Rapids. Right, because I want to see what their like, even off of a photo, like what their interpretation, how they do it.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few of those, and like, I love like about photos and stuff like that, or pictures. So I get people to like do this, and so and there's some people who are like, oh, I'll do it for $100 for and I'm like, you're not my person, right? Like, I want the person that just like, they want to do it because they love it and they wanted an idea, and then okay, I'll get you a few bucks off of it. I have you've been to my pool, like there's that backsplash.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking for somebody to do a mural that I want, and clear coat it and all that stuff will last. But I mean, I'll pay for paint, and if you just are bored and you want to make a little bit of money, I'll do it. But no, I'm not. I'm not paying thousands of dollars for it.
Well, I mean, you look at, again, this goes back to what people are willing to pay for. So you have no idea about Star Wars, but let's pretend you do for a minute.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit more than I think I know.
But you don't know Ahsoka Tano.
Sounds like a drink.
So Ahsoka Tano is probably the second most important female in Star Wars. Okay. And my daughter and one of her best friends, Anna, love Ahsoka Tano.
Okay.
So I'm in a Star Wars autograph group, and a guy named Victor posts a picture of this pastel he did in colored pencils and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to show it to you right now, because it's literally just freaking phenomenal. And it's of Rosario Dawson, who played Ahsoka in Mandalorian.
Sure.
So
show it to our.
Just phenomenal job. Victor Gardino did this. So, being in it, I sent Victor a message. I said, hey, I need a couple prints of that. And he's like, yeah, that's great. I sell them here. So he told me where he sells them. And I went and I looked, and I'm like, they're $40 each.
For print.
For print. That's a little high.
Sure.
But these two love Ahsoka Tano. And I'm like, I haven't gotten to go to a con in almost a year.
Yep.
The last con I went to was C2E2, which was the end of February. So 11 months ago.
Yeah.
I can pay that. That's not a big deal. So I took a picture. I shared it with Rosario Dawson, which she loved it. At some point, I'm sure I'll run into her at a con. I'll get it autographed. But these two girls, they have no idea, and they'll never watch this because,
Yeah. They're well above our expertise.
Absolutely. So they have no idea they got Ahsoka Tano prints coming.
And hopefully with signatures someday.
Hopefully. And you look at it and you're like, so if I was at a con, I wouldn't pay $40 for this.
You pay $100?
No, I'd pay probably $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd probably pay 20. You know, most artists when they're at a con will do, you know, like 3 for $50.
Sure.
Or they might do buy 2 get 1 free, and they might be, you know, $10 a piece.
Sure.
So I mean, you can run deals and stuff there. That's great. But I don't know if he does shows like that. But I mean, if he does, he hasn't made any money in a year.
Yeah.
So I don't mind throwing him $40 per picture because he, you know, that's amazing work. He's worth it. So okay, I'll pay that.
Yep. When it's, you know, so what we're trying to get at here is like every field, like we're not professionals in art. I mean,
Nope.
We're not professionals in house cleaning. I mean, okay, yeah, your wife has done Shipt or whatever.
Yep.
So I've done Uber, like, you know, so like I've done delivery driving. So like, I can't say I'm a professional, but like I know about it, right? Like I have tenants that are there. I have tenants, like, and that's like, it's a thing that makes me proud and like why I work with some of my tenants, because like I have tenants that are waitresses.
Yep.
And they're not back to work, right? But they're like, oh, I went and got a delivery driver job and I'm making it. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't tell them, right? But it's like, all right, if you're, you know, day 7, right, and my late fee starts at day 3, like, if you go, hey, I'll have it by this time, like, I'm gonna work with you. But they've all been great, like,
Yeah.
you know, you get this sense of people striving to make themselves successful, and I always follow that. Like,
Well, and we're not going to get into a political show here. I mean, we did that one time.
yes,
But I'm going to get a little bit political here for a second. So today, for anybody watching, today's 120. It was the inauguration today.
it was. Congratulations to our new president
And vice president.
our new vice president. Yes,
And, you know, Angela asked me, she's like, how you feeling? I'm like, I feel okay because an adult's in charge.
It's like,
And literally that's the standard I have right now. An adult is in charge and he's empathetic. And that's literally all I need right now. And I made this comment on Twitter earlier. I said, somebody, you know, was talking about the election and stuff. And I said, I haven't been drunk since before the election. Now, Nick and I have been friends a long time. In the last 4 years, I've been drunk a lot, haven't I?
yeah, too long.
Yeah.
I think our friend, guys, this is our last episode. We are officially done being friends. Yeah.
But I mean, the last 4 years, I've drank way more than I ever drank in the previous, 38 years.
Well, for sure. And the pandemic didn't help. That's for sure.
It really didn't. But since the election, I felt better because, again, we're back to an adult is in charge.
Yep.
And, there are going to be plenty of Trump fans out there, and that's fine. You can like whoever you like. But I don't want to hear from my president maybe monthly. I don't mind if I hear from him monthly.
It's like your boss.
Yeah.
Where you're at work and hey,
Right
guys, we're on track to make our best record month, and congratulations, our company outing this year is, you know what, we're gonna give you guys $2 to go to the bar. Yeah, like, okay, you want those meetings because you do need to know that, hey, things are on board. And you want to know, hey, we're gonna make some cutbacks coming up.
Yeah.
So you guys might want to think about not having kids. No, but the Twitter, yeah, they say no, and it's, trust me. See, I'm glad that you're a little more calm, right? Because I'm sitting here and the question's constantly being asked, like, hey, what are you gonna do without 1031? And like, to me, that's growth. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm shitting my pants. Like, all right, and then I'm hearing from people like, just so I'm not in your calm,
Right.
cool, collected. I'm in a completely different mind. I'm in a
Much more fearful.
like, I'm definitely like, all right, I'm gonna drink and like I'm not gonna think, that's for sure, you know. So but like, I'm glad, like, to me it makes me happy, right? Like, because I mean, there's not a single person out there that I've talked to that are Trump fans that are like, oh, the world is gonna end. Okay, yeah, they're gonna like take your guns. I've heard all that side, but like, nobody's been really fearful of their life with Biden going in. But I've, like, as sad as it is, like, I heard so many fearful people of like my life with Trump, and so it's really, like, it makes me happy to hear that. Like, people again making money, right? You could have made money on if there was going to be something that went down today.
Yeah.
They were taking sucker bets on the presidency, man. That's insane.
So here's again, we've done an episode on Dan Price, one of my absolute favorite all-time follows on Twitter.
Oh,
So
say.
I'm gonna pull up Dan Price right now. I got a lot of messages on Twitter.
Yeah. Guys, real quick, just another way to make money, right? So gold just went up, and we don't talk about gold and silver, but gold went up.
is great.
It's like $9. It went up just today. Silver went up again. I remember silver being at 17. Now it's at 25. Honestly, anything you touch right now turns to gold.
So Dan Price 6 hours ago. You're gonna love this because we did an episode on it. Was our election episode where we talked about what would the stock market do.
Yes.
The day Biden won, stock market grew 830 points.
Huge.
Senate called for the Democrats. Stock market grew 440 to a record high. Biden's results certified. Stock market grew 250 to a new record high. Biden sworn in. Stock market grew 270 to a new record high. It's not about D versus R. Corporations always win. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the corporation is going to win.
Yeah, and
We are here to say, hey, that's okay. It's okay that corporations win. We're going to find a way to also win at the same freaking time.
well, say find a way to win at the same time, or you and I, right? My David's a little different than I am, right? Like my mindset is be the fucking corporation.
Yeah.
like, right? Don't let anybody stop you from being that person, right? Because you know what? I mean, if you're the person that says, hey, I want to pay somebody $15 an hour, go hire them and see how that works out for you. But if you are the person that's like, all right, hey, I know that someday I want to pay them $15 an hour, but right now this is what I can afford, and I need this person to grow. Like, make sure you hold that to who you are. Like, let's save that for another episode because, like, that I think that's
There.
That's a passion episode.
Yeah.
But
I have a lot to say about that because we're there. We
Yeah.
hired people.
yeah, like
I want to be at 15.
right, but so even at that, like, guys, again, David and I are so different because I am go for the top, be the top.
Yep.
No, you don't have to be the best, right? But like, dude, build and create, impact so many lives. Don't let anybody stand in your way. David is like, I want to make sure everybody along the way is taken care of, and I'm like, I know that in the end, I'm going to take care of people. Like, people hate Jeff Bezos, right? Like,
Yep.
and sure, they have credit, but like Bezos is doing everything that everybody's asked, right? Like, oh, hey, you want $15 an hour minimum wage for Amazon? Sure, fuck it, it's yours. And then, oh, you're still making trillions and people are still complaining. It's like, dude, you guys can't keep asking for stuff because like the more that Amazon makes, like the less the other companies are going to make. And then they're just going to go out. Like, I mean, again, if you're going to be a delivery driver for $14 an hour for Jets Pizza or $25 an hour for Amazon, which one are you choosing? And so, like, not every company can compete with every company. I mean, I'm a huge bowler, right?
Yep.
And so you look at like Jet, which is the company I was sponsored by. I want to give them a huge shout out, even though they're gone. Like, I lived my dream through them, but like companies like Storm, right?
Yep.
Brunswick, Hammer, for all you people that understand anything I'm saying. Like,
My daughter throws Storm.
right, like these things, they're just gonna pounce on these small companies. I mean, Walmart's eat up these small mom and pop shops, and people hate it, but you don't see. I'm still that guy who, like, I try to go to the local hardware store, but when I walk in and pay $27 for a 5-pound tub of mud, and then I walk into Lowe's because I need something they don't have, lumber, and I can pay $12.99. I'm like,
Yep.
dude, come on, like, you just doubled me. Okay, I get that you're hungry, but man, like, help me out a little bit, you know?
Well, I mean, that's where a lot of it comes from. You look at some of these, so businesses really big right now because they're talking $15 an hour.
Oh yeah.
And they go, well, if it's $15 an hour, you're going to pay $18 for a Big Mac.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay $18 for a Big Mac. You know, they have $15 an hour in other countries, and they're paying 50 cents more than we are right now for a Big Mac.
Right now.
Because we're in this ultra capitalist society, which, you know, that's capitalism's great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, capitalism since 1980 is not as great because Reagan's like, hey, if we take all the limitations off the rich, they'll just send their money down to the poor. That didn't happen. There was no trickle down.
There was no trickle down effect. We all know that. I mean, I'm still poor.
Nobody shared their money with the poor.
The only time people share money with me is when I buy into a 50-50 and I bought less than the bigger person ahead of me. Like, no, so gambling is not a way to make money. I guess I'll say it again. Gambling is not a way to make money. Even if you think you're a pro and you can show me that, hey, I've won, like, it's not a guarantee, right? Going to actually work is guaranteed. Like, somebody says, I'll pay you $10 an hour. You do an hour's worth of work, they'll pay you $10. That's a guarantee. Going to the poker table and saying, hey, I have an extra $100. I need 300 by the end of the week. Like, don't place your odds that you're gonna get the cards in your lap, right? Like,
you know what happens Friday at noon here?
I'm gonna be at the casino.
Online sports book.
Oh, really?
Goes live.
Ooh, in Michigan.
Friday at noon in Michigan, yeah.
All right, hey, so our next sponsor is gonna be
FanDuel and DraftKings.
Yeah, I say DraftKings. Go ahead and log on to get your $100 free play. Use username Bucks and Brews. No, so we're creating our commercials while we're on here. Let's say no, but that's gonna be huge, right? Like, sure. If you're addicted to gambling like I am, don't log on. Don't do it. Don't touch it. Don't do anything with it. But if you're the person like David who's like,
I'll throw $10.
Oh man, all I have to do is place $1 bet and they're gonna times it by 100. And if my team wins, I get it. Like, all right, be that guy and place your $1 bet. Like, I'm not gonna stop you from.
I'll throw $10 at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I say, and they'll give you $100 if you. Oh, yeah, so up to $100 they'll give you. Like, they'll match it, and so it's huge. I bet like I am addicted to gambling.
Yep.
So I don't bet, but like I love Super Bowl bets. Like, right, I will throw $10 on whether it's going to be purple, blue, or orange Gatorade. Right, like I choose blue almost every year.
It's always
like,
orange.
Dude, I never win.
Always
like
orange.
heads or tails. Like I end up Googling. I spend like the first quarter Googling to figure out what it was, heads or tails. How long the national anthem's going to be. I love prop bets, dude.
Speaking
I'm
of
a
gambling,
prop bet.
I was having a talk with Mike the other day. Mike joins us every once in a while. And I'm like, yeah, we need to get a Texas Hold'em game going again.
We do.
And he's like, yeah, you used to do that? I'm like, yeah, I used to play Texas Hold'em. We'd charge like $20 for a game. And I'm like, I played with Nick once. He charged like $2 a game.
Yeah. Which is all donation and goes towards the house to buy pizza. We don't condone,
nobody wins any money.
We don't condone any illegal
We
gambling.
buy beer and pizza.
So actually, it usually does cost me more to have people over than with the game. But really, like, dude, you could hope, like, we shouldn't give that advice, but
we should.
Let's say, right? Like, hold poker night and charge an extra 50 cents just to have people at your house. I don't really care. Like, anything to make money. Like, just
there are so many ways.
Yeah. I mean, right now, so I just joined a Facebook group where it was like home cooked foods, which isn't legal. But
yeah,
people are like, oh, hey, I'm making this today. And I'm like,
you want a dozen cookies? I'll give you a dozen cookies for $8.
And I'm over here like, oh, I just learned how to make crab rangoons. And I'm like, dude, I'll make a dozen of these because my recipe calls for 2 dozen.
Yep. And
yes, I'm big, but I don't need 2 dozen egg rolls. Like, one, I could sell one, make profit enough for me to eat, and I'm going to eat crab rangoons. Let's do this. So if you like to do baking, if you like to do cooking, if you like to do anything in life, just figure out what your passion is and like maybe start with that, like sell it, right? Sell your passion.
Sometimes, skirt around legal issues, but I mean,
I say it's
my wife makes great cheesecakes. Yeah. She's made a cheesecake for somebody before and charged, $15-$20 for the cheesecake, and they're happy to pay it, and it tastes phenomenal.
Yeah, I say donations only, baby. But I say, I think now is a good time. We've talked about so many. If you have any idea of what your passion is and how to make money doing it, reach out to us because I guarantee between David and I, we're going to give you an answer. If not, I guarantee we know somebody.
We really need more feedback.
We do, because I'm tired of like just being that creepy guy who's like, word association, money. No, so we want to hear what you want to hear all
We
year
do.
long.
We're here.
Like, subscribe, share. I think it's way over here actually under David's head. Like, subscribe, share. Big shout out again to my true love, Bud Light, New Glarus, winner. Really, what a fantastic beer. I really enjoyed it. And because my pride, yeah, we got free alcohol from Coors, seltzers, black cherry, really decent.
So my decent is about the best you can put on there. So O'Fallon's dad's original oatmeal stout, phenomenal. Very happy with that. Grand River, always with good beer, and the 313 Polish lager was very good. Reminded me of the old country that I've never been to. Perrin with Midnight Snack, and then Ordock Brewing Company out of Marquette with their porter.
Yeah.
was excellent. I was very happy with their porter, and that's like 8 beers that we just said are awesome.
Yeah, say, and for people still watching, I'm tearing apart my my Bud Light ring so that way no
wildlife is
harmed
hurt.
in the drinking
Yep.
of Nick's beers, and because I care.
Yes.
Because I care. So, guys, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate it.
We will see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll be more used to the external microphone and
Video.
webcam there.
Yeah, say.
So take care, guys.